You're a 168 fighter. And I know it sounds crazy, but if he were to like turn around and be like, hey, yeah, I'll fight David.
Yeah, it'll be dope. I have a lot of respect for Terence Crawford. Yeah. And just because I want to fight, if we would fight, doesn't mean we have hard feelings for each other. He's definitely a great fighter. I'd love to fight him.
I need to get, I would love to get it. I just don't think he'll come up. Well, I mean, I'm not even at 168 no more.
Right.
But I mean, I would love to fight Crawford, or even spar. I would love to spar Crawford.
When you see a tweet that says, hey, can you make 168, David, from Turkey? Can he still make 168? You seeing him now training at second fight at 175?
Yeah, I think he's super young still. I think definitely, I don't think, it would be a little bit hard, but I think he could definitely do 168. We didn't move to 175 because of the weight. We moved because of the...
Brown versus Benavidez, David. Everyone is excited for the next fight. Also, guess what? The senior of Jose Benavidez said that David might lose weight to meet Crawford.
He was, I think, referring to maybe if David could go and fight Crawford. Like, that's crazy.
To be honest, that would be even an embarrassment to me to say, David's too big for Crawford. Now we said that, I don't think, it would be a little bit hard, but I think he could definitely do 168. We didn't move to 175 because of the weight. We moved because of the...
David will face challenges, but he can get through them thanks to his training and experience, which have made him ready for these kinds of problems. He gained weight because of things other than weight. It had to do with chances. But you know how this game goes when Turkey Alasia comes in with a lot of Saudi cash. There are lots of ways for boxes to put on weight.
Still make 168.
To be honest with you, man, let Terence Crawford live. That's his weight class.
Okay.
I lost interest in 168 a long time ago. I mean, I know that we could get offered a lot of money to go down to 168, but I'm more comfortable on 170.
He even said David could still get to 168, so don't be shocked if Crawford and Benavidez meet again next year. Anything is possible when Turkey is involved. When you look at the styles, Crawford's knowledge and movement stand out against Benavidez's huge strength. And the fight is a mix of chess and violence.
You were at 168. When we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
Oh, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. When you look...
Right, not now. That 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168.
No, are very big. There is the box's history on the one hand, and a history of watchers and pay-per-view sales on the other. Boxers can look forward to a great training camp, good weight management, and a fight night that no one wants to miss if the organizers seal the deal. Leave alerts turned on. This story might become true more quickly than you think.
Posted on social media asking if David Benavidez is still capable of making it down to 168. Now, we're not sure if this little tease that Turkey made was targeted as a hint for a future fight between Crawford and Benavidez, or Canelo versus
As we got excited about Crawford versus Benavidez, Blue Blood Sports TV stepped in and told David Benavidez the truth, and he didn't hold back. He basically told Crawford, "Hold on, champ. You can't call him an opportunist after he begged Canelo to fight him." And he's right. You can't change the past just because the camera missed you by a hair.
What Terence Crawford achieved is massive compared to yourself that people say technically should have been at 175. So you cannot discredit Terence Crawford and say he's an opportunist, because this is the same version of Canelo Alvarez that you wanted to fight. And you would have wanted to get all the credit in the world for beating this Canelo, and you wouldn't have wanted to hear people talk about you as an opportunist and you fought a version of Canelo Alvarez that was washed up.
It took him years to get Canelo to follow him around classes like a Pokemon. And now that he has, people are saying, "Oh, that Canelo version was old. Come on, brother." Saying that after seeing someone else eat the cake is the same thing. Also, I get it. Years ago, Benavidez should have fought. The politics of the WBC hurt him a lot, certainly, but throwing out Crawford right now is based on feelings alone.
Don't discredit Terence Crawford's victory. That's nasty work, bro. And you one of my guys, you know that. And shout out to your father and your brother. Don't let these people put batteries in your back for you to discredit Terence Crawford's victory. Don't let it happen, bro. We know a disservice was done to you. We know you should have been got the Canelo Alvarez fight. We already know that. But don't say this was a washed up version of Canelo Alvarez, because you would have accepted this same fight and won it all.
He wants to do something that no one else would think to do. gain 21 pounds, and face a man that everyone else was scared of. I don't mind if David wants to drop Crawford to 168. That takes guts. But let's not act like Crawford didn't completely change the rules of boxing until that bell rings. But he made history, whether you like him or not. The only thing that was shady about him was his perfect timing, which made everyone else look bad.
So you would have fought the same version of Canelo Alvarez and expected all the credit in the world. So you can't discredit Terrence Crawford and say his fight and beating him was opportunist.
We thought the Bud versus Benavidez story was getting more interesting, but now it takes a whole new turn. His side says that Crawford wants $100 million for his next fight. You did hear that right. $100 million. Bro, it's not a bag. It looks like a Powerball dream. We all love Bud. He might have to face Thanos now, though, if that's the price. Who else will sign the check if Turkey Alec doesn't start making money in Riyadh?
I'm going to start off with what Bernie of Team Crawford said, right? He says, quote, I think Terrence Crawford is done. If it ain't $100 million to go down and fight those guys like Janabek, Edislandi Lara, and Carlos Adames, let them guys do all the hard work. $100 million? What you think you got? Kelsey Grammer? Chelsea Clinton?
Let's be honest. With this move, you can say, I have mastered boxing. Now give me a lot of money, and I'll get it. Canelo made Crawford look like he was getting ready for 1,000, even though Crawford had just cooked. He does, of course, think he can't lose, but when you talk about Janbek and Carlos Adams for $100 million, it's not boxing anymore. It's high-end dream mode, but you should treat the trust with respect. Bud also says that if I fight again, I'll either get generational wealth or chill with generational wealth. I really can't complain about it either. He deserves to be at peace. He did what he had to do. Now the fighting community has to decide if they can pay for it.
Now, you know, I'm not mad at it. Crawford's team, they want 100 mil. You know, Crawford needs 100 mil to perform or to get back in the ring, or he might retire. Then, in my opinion, if that is your real asking price, you might have to retire, because no one needs to see a Canelo rematch. And fights like Lara, Janabek, and Adama.
Soon after dropping the I want $100 million bomb, Crawford started telling a story about how the whole Canelo idea came about. Also, this is silly, buddy. It turned out not to be a chance attempt to get money. Bill Haney Young, Devin's dad, planted the Canelo seed before Crawford met Spence. Picture yourself at the gym. When Dills walks up, it looks like he forgot about Spence. But Chase Canelo thinks, man, that dude is baked. Fast forward. He looks again and says, hold up, we are the same height. That's when the light turns off.
Oh, bro, for real? I thought this was after.
No, this is before.
Crawford Spence won.
He said, man, don't even stop chasing Errol Spence. He was like, man, the guy to focus on chase is Canelo.
Really?
He was like, man, you can beat him. He was like, man, Spence, Canelo. And like every time I see him, he'd be like, Canelo.
Tell the truth. That's what makes Bud beautiful. He shuts himself off from belief more than from ego. The guy looked at Canelo's game like it was homework for a thesis on the title. The things Bill Haney said definitely made him feel better. When Canelo's managers heard that Crawford doesn't sell, they pretty much said, okay, don't say my name. I'm now the ticket. I love that. Calm down now. But the soft tone makes it sound like someone will be cooked later.
Know what I mean? I'm like, all right, we the same height, around the same size. Like, he a little thicker, okay. I'm starting to look into it now because he already planted the seed, but now I'm like looking into it. Like, let me see what Bill
talking about.
Bill look
See
at now, what he see. So I'm, oh, okay. This is what he talking about. Cause he like, man, he's not a big dude. He just kept saying he's not a big dude and you can beat him. And then when I looked into it, I'm like, damn, Bill, right.
Yeah. And you thought Canelo's plan was crazy. Just wait until you hear what happened behind the scenes. He's out here in Saudi Arabia having 9-hour chats while sitting in a back room as if he were trying to get into a video game's secret boss level. The man said he was by himself and that people were texting, calling, and chatting in another language. He was just thinking, I want to talk to Turkey the whole time. but they said he couldn't because Turkey is a friend and might treat him well. You might be too likable to get what you want. That's when I knew he wasn't like other warriors. This man runs his own business like he's the CEO of Team Crawford Enterprises. But he stood firm for 9 hours without a lawyer or mediator, making both sides look half happy and half broken.
They brought me in there. Then we went to the little back room. And we was there for like 9 hours.
Dang.
Going back and forth.
Dang.
You know, they not budging, I'm not budging. I'm in that mug like this. I'm like,
By yourself.
by myself. And they like, and they calling Turkey. He's not. they talking in their language and texting, and we going back and.
When you find out it's true, and he says it wasn't the deal I wanted, but it was done, you could really feel the chess piece move. Okay, this person planned more than just a fight. He also added a clause about leaving a memory. To be honest, people should stop saying that Crawford did it for money. He really did ask who was fighting for free, which was the right thing to do. We wouldn't show up to work just to get attention, so why should he? The person has been told he can't sell and has been blackballed. His goal is glory, as if it owed him something, but he is bargaining on a different world. You need to understand that. But now it's not just about fighting other people. He is fighting against stories, systems, and even time itself. He keeps winning each round.
The deal done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can see Turkey when you get the deal done. And I'm like, oh man, listen. Y'all talking about ain't making sense.
Yeah.
You know
Did you have a number though?
Yeah.
Or you kind of had a number like, I want to be in this range,
Yeah,
right here.
I had a number and it was just like, they like, man, listen. We gonna have to talk. so we all in that motherfucker for like, you know what I mean? 9 hours, dog.
9 hours, bro.
I'm telling you. I'm
Straight?
Straight.
The crazy part, right? There is more to Crawford versus Benavidez than just a fight. It's a full-on power play for the new age of boxing. There is a lot of pride at stake, as well as heritage versus youth and intelligence versus violence. These two guys are both going for the next mountain. Whether it's 168 or 175. But now for the real question. Which person really wants it more? After beating Canelo, is Bud still hungry? Or is Benavidez ready to show that he is more than just the person who missed the call? Everyone is looking at it. The game will begin if Turkey shows that roll check. I'm going to throw it to you. Who is the winner? Who is it? The expert or the monster? Please tell us what you think in the space below. Allow us to begin this fight. Don't forget to like, share, and follow to MMA Motive. Soon, more fire will be aimed at you. See you next time.